Thank everybody for coming to the January 20.
Hold it.
Said where to go.
Starting it.
Okay, go.
All right. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up to the January 20 Park and Rec Commission meeting. We can all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Does anybody have any amendments to the agenda as posted? Nothing? Okay.
Roll call.
Roll call. Matthew Beeler, Committee Chair.
Ron Gilman, Secretary.
Randy Dixon, member.
James Drury, ex officio.
Dave Lundin, Vice Chair.
And to note, Kyle Cleveland is absent. We have nobody for public comment. Public thanks. I think we covered all the minutes except for last month's.
Right. We didn't do we didn't do the December.
Yeah, I did not review those, so we'll bounce off of that next month.
Okay.
So we can move on to other stuff. Junior Generals has not made an appearance. I'm still trying to get on the agenda with Board of Select. It's been a busy season, I know, with everything coming up, so I've kind of been letting that lay. But if we could get a little bit of time.
Yeah, just put a request in, send it to Naomi, and she'll be more than happy to put it on the
Just to clarify,
agenda.
is she still on?
She's in a temporary position as we seek to fill that position full-time.
Okay, all right. I was a little confused. I sent an email to Beth, expecting a response from her, and then Naomi responded, and I'm like,
Can we do a public thanks for the people who took down all of the Christmas lights at the gazebo
Yes.
and everything?
No, forget those guys. No. Kristen and Dave did go up and they took down the Christmas tree and the lights and everything up at the gazebo. That was on a Saturday, I believe, in the morning. It was cold. So, just thanks. Seriously, thanks for...
It was after the snowballing at the middle school.
I appreciate you guys doing that. We had never established a date or time or anything, so for taking the initiative and taking care of that, thank you very much.
Welcome.
But don't be afraid to send out a text or something, and we'll show up if we can,
Yeah.
and as long as it's not too cold, you know.
They absolutely deserve it.
Appreciate it.
All right.
While we're on that type of stuff, both of you are up
Yeah.
for renewal for the commission. I wanted to see, are you guys going to renew? Because you will you guys are down in 26, and obviously we're in 26, so if you,
I'm in it for the long haul.
okay,
I'll stay if you'll have me.
we will. So, we have to, at some point they'll have to go, do we have to wait for the new Board of Selectmen to be set up in
Yes,
April?
probably, yeah. It'll
So probably be in April, you'll have to go back and just to the Board of Selectmen, and we'll just have to check with Naomi and say, hey, they are both coming back. I think you just have to send something to Naomi saying, yes, I want to redo it again, and they will take care of
Yeah,
it.
and then these would be 3-year
Term.
terms, just based on the seat itself. The way we're trying to do the revolving of the seats, so it would be 3-year terms.
I want to say you were on that, I thought you were 2026, but obviously they'll.
As a selectman, no.
Yeah, they'll redo you. I assume you'll have us back for,
Yeah, are we gonna see you back?
We will be reassigning when the new select board is seated. No guarantees.
Okay.
we'd like you back.
Yeah,
We want you back.
absolutely. I think you've been a huge benefit to the commission,
Yes.
definitely. We appreciate working with you. All right, do you want to grab her now, or do you want her to wait and she can pop in later?
I can't open it from this side, so.
We do not have a budget in our mailbox, did we?
We probably forgot to ask Beth for it.
Which at this point doesn't really. Not to say it doesn't, that's the wrong term, don't take me wrong. We finished the majority of our spending at the last meeting.
So I can tell you what's in the proposed. It's not changed much. So the short answer is, it is the 2026 proposed budget is set for $73,387.
73 what?
$73,387
Okay.
for Parks and Rec. That is down approximately $4,780 from last year. The majority of that is because of the trash, the dumpsters that were no longer being rented.
So if we were to decide to go back to that, we would have to go back to Board of Select and ask for that.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no plan for that, is there?
New.
No, I was just,
Other than keeping the one at Chase, because.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. It was more just a question. No, plans behind it. Okay. All right, Kristen, you, give us an update?
Put on your bike.
Hello. A quick update. We opened the gates at Chase Park. What we learned this year in opening the gates was to properly spray them before the season ends, because we had experienced a little bit of rain, not quite a ton of snow yet. And what ended up happening is the one down at the boat ramp froze solid, and it required the use of a sledgehammer to open it fully. No damage was done because it's all metal on metal, and now the gates are open. The barriers are holding up nicely. The new stickers for this year have been received, both boat and car. And by purchasing them as early as we did at the end of 2025, we were able to save quite a bit. One, for a coupon that we used as a return customer, and two, on shipping. We didn't have to have anything expedited because we have many months, which was a huge savings compared to last year.
Great.
Now we got a 2025's budget, correct?
Yes, you're correct, because we purchased them early on in the month of December. We went with the same totals that we had gone with the year before, because we stayed within those, even though we had increased days of park traffic, not meaning that we had increased of the number of stickers that we used, but just more days with higher numbers of visitors. What else? Oh, I received a request from a John Stark student who is part-time homeschooled, part-time Stark, and that student would like to have some volunteer service within the park group. So I'm here tonight asking for some ideas that I can get back out there.
Okay.
The next thing that I would need direction on is, this is the time of the season where we generally come up with a plan to post for the Chase Park positions, as well as start advertising them both on the town sign and on social media. So I would need some direction on what the dates are that you have in mind, as well as it would be very helpful to schedule the dates that we might interview. So one, I can book the room, and two, we can have those in mind when calling to interview.
Yes, okay. we can talk over, we can start the progress on that tonight. We can bounce a lot of it off what we did last year, and just kind of, you know, if we have to play it by ear at the last minute, depending on weather or whatever. But I think we just bounce off of what we did last year.
Interview-wise or application process-wise?
Both.
Okay.
If there, I wasn't unfortunately here for the interviews with my surgery last year. If there was any issues that you had with any of that, or anything you'd like to change with that, how it went?
No, it was very successful
Okay.
with regard to coming in first, looking at applicants, and then moving forward with the ones that we were choosing to interview, either based on what they indicated as far as like availability and, yes.
And then
Okay.
at some point, we also need to check with the current staff that we had last year, how many of them may be interested in coming back.
Yeah.
So we know, okay, here's, and then we really need to sit down and figure out, here's the total number of people we need, here's how many.
If I had a vote, I would like to keep the numbers similar. Size-wise, it was a smaller year for staff, but it actually worked out better, and the folks that were there and wanted to work got better hours. And the folks who were there to have like a first job, they were still able to receive a decent amount of hours on a consistent basis, provided that they weren't taking vacations or doing other things. Like,
They're
I
wrong.
think it was the most successful year that we've had in all of mine,
Okay, cool.
as far as staffing.
Do you have, I forgot how to word this. Last year, we talked about some of the issues that came up with, and then we were having just teenagers down there for some parts of the season. Do we need to talk about trying to focus on getting another adult down there for this season, or do you think the way it's been going the past couple of years is okay?
So I'm a little bit confused about what that means. Most of my teenagers are above the age of 18. Last year I had the oldest staff that I have had.
Okay.
Fewer of them were in that 14, 15 range, and more of them were 18 plus. So technically those are adults. And then my supervisors for last year were all adults, with the exception of one 17-year-old.
Okay. I think I was talking more of the fact, yes, 18-year-olds are legally adults. I was concerned more about, did we feel we need to have older adults there to help with situations that may arise? That's all.
No, I think except for that one time near the second to last day of closing, we did not have to call Ware PD or ask for any additional assistance. And on that one occasion, I was also there.
Okay.
So that was more for the safety of the other guests than any other reason.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't know if it was something we wanted to talk about.
No, I mean, we've also got people who've been there, some of the staff has been there 4 or 5 years plus now. Because
Yeah, no, it's not, it was nothing against the people who have been working it.
Yes.
That was not, my point of bringing that up.
No,
So,
understood. But more the need for adults. I think the
Yeah.
difficulty that we would have is finding an adult willing to work for those wages. And then we also create that imbalance with the people who have been there for, as Dave said, more than 5 years, and how you compensate them fairly when one has significant experience and the other is there simply for their age. So I think we'd want to be careful about that.
I get it, yeah. I just thought it was at least to bring up.
Yes,
and, you know, have a
understood.
conversation about. Okay, so yeah, we need to look at the, I'm glad that you were happy with the number of employees we had last year. I thought that worked well too. Yeah, we can establish the dates and we'll put out, do you want to put out this month or next month? Asking who wants to come back for the next season? Do you want to sit on that?
I'd like to have you an answer in February about how many will be returning so that come February we could post, run it through the first week in March and be able to interview ideally by the end of March,
Okay.
so that come April, the April Select Board meeting, the candidates that you choose to push forward or recommend can be interviewed as has happened in the past,
Okay. No, I'm fine with that. I think that works out perfect.
especially if we get outside of voting and budget season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to try and bounce everything off itself. But, yeah, I think if we just bounce off the same schedule we had last year, just fill in the blanks, I think that'll work fine.
And it would surely be great if we could try and open like we did that one weekend earlier,
Mhm.
get the lines in for safety purposes, as well as ease the traffic on that Memorial Day weekend by having some boats and cars come in ahead for stickers.
Yeah.
I think we were very fortunate to have such a nice weather on the weekend, that first 2 weekends. But it sure did make it feel safer with fewer people trying to all cram that area in one time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I thought that was a good idea too. And I think we should continue to extend that offer. You know, town people who want to get their boats in can definitely set up something with us.
Yes.
Yeah, reducing that Memorial Day rush is definitely a priority. Okay. What about, did we get the swim lines and buoys and all that stuff in? That was all received? No?
I don't know that it's been received yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been received yet.
Okay.
We'd have to check with Beth and see if it's hanging out somewhere in the building.
Okay, I'll reach out.
Can we also, we got Chase Park done, can we walk through the other parks real fast?
Yeah.
Bolton, any updates on Bolton?
No, it's beautifully locked.
So it's locked and done.
Yep.
I know that to start the season, though, it's going to be, those sprinkler lines are going to need a major bit of work. I'm not sure if are we under contract with that company?
I don't believe we're under contract. I think that we've just been comfortable using them.
So is it something that as soon as we can get in there, we should start looking for 3 bids on?
Yeah, that would be my
I think we need to do that.
suggestion.
We need to start doing it now,
Yeah.
talking to people so we have people lined up so that
Yeah, you're gonna
Hey.
wanna be on someone's list.
we don't wanna be on there, we wanna be on their list so that, okay, here's what we want, here's, you know, cause some of them we can walk in and they can look at
Yep.
the stuff and say, hey, I mean, you can unlock the gates and drive into Bolton, I mean, they can kinda look and say, okay, cause I think Bolton's got 24
Four zones or something like that, but I mean, the whole system really, it doesn't necessarily need an overhaul, but it does need a complete look at. We need a full diagnosis of what is going on.
Yes.
The longer we put it off, the worse it's gonna get. And this past year was bad, it was really bad. And especially if we're talking about trying to figure out a way to get some, at least some topsoil on top of that football field and the soccer field, we gotta be able to say we're gonna be able to maintain it. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah, now would probably be the time to put out the request for bids and get people down there, at least talking about it. If they
Okay.
wanna wait until whatever, the snow starts to melt or whatever to go down there, but yeah, I'd like to start doing that.
And that
Okay.
would be on all of the fields. So.
Two.
Bolton
Bolton and Inison.
Bolton and Inison.
Yes.
Purrington, there's no, Purrington,
Yeah.
there's no
Right.
irrigation.
Yeah, no, I would like to do that, absolutely.
Inison is obviously, we know that's locked as well.
Yep.
I haven't seen any requests, anybody else seen requests from the, I wanna say it's Victor, the at-large director for WAC,
Vinny.
Vinny?
Vinny. I knew it was something,
I haven't heard from him.
I haven't heard from them at all. I think they're probably waiting to just, for the next season to start and pick up the pieces again. Obviously, we could get Inison, but I'm not trudging through the snow to go check out that building. So when we unlock Inison, I will get in contact again with, the building inspector and Vinny, and we'll go down and, take a look at that building again. We do have that material out back that we need to get cleaned up from behind the shed before, we signed for it. We told them we would do that. But yeah, it's gonna have to wait until we get the gates opened up again.
okay.
Can we backtrack for a second? Does anybody know how many zones are at Inison? Just for my knowledge. If not, it's fine.
That's something we probably need
I should know.
when we have it set up is, can we get a write-up so that we can actually post it up there so we know that these zones, especially at Bolton, these zones are for baseball, these zones are for the lower soccer field, and these are for the football field, so we know which zones are which, and okay,
Yeah.
football needs a little more water, we
Yeah.
know which zones to go poke.
Yeah. It should have been mapped. We should have had a map, and maybe at some point there was one, but there definitely should be a zone map for
And then
everything.
we get it laminated and tack it on the wall, and then have pictures of it, so we're good.
Yep.
Purington, any updates on Purington?
No. I did receive a request for field usage by WAC softball.
Okay.
I can go grab it and bring it back in, but my only concern is they're asking for 7 days a week from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which most of our schools don't get out until 2:10, and that's still a bus ride home, until 9 p.m., light permitting.
They want 7 hours blocked up.
Yes.
Where?
There's a couple of locations listed. And so I think that it's something worth looking at.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is valuable because it benefits solely Ware residents.
Mhm.
It's also something that I don't want to miss out on because there might be more times that other residents might want to use it, and we're gonna have to turn them away.
Yeah, no, I think the best we do with that right now is just tell them we're accepting our stuff, but we're not building the calendar yet.
Yes.
But I think that we should relay back to them that that's not necessarily feasible to lock it up for 7 hours every day of the week. That's just,
And it's longer on weekends.
yeah, no. I understand what they're trying to do. They want to be able to have that window.
Yes.
But we can all work together to narrow that window down so that everybody can play along.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And they'll probably want to wait till they get their registrations in, they know how many teams, what
Yes.
ages, when they're going to practice and stuff. So they clearly won't use it all of those hours, but they want kind of those hours to plan, and
Yep.
Well, the other thing is,
I get that.
we also have to be able to work around the landscaper too.
Yeah.
So, with weather permitting and things like that, like, are you really gonna use it at 2 or
Yeah.
less?
The other thing is, we don't really want them subletting, to use a better term, because if there was significant damage done, we would want to know who to reach out to and not have them say, well, we allowed this group to come in during that time because we knew we weren't going to use it. And I know that, not that that's been the practice in the past, but like when we assigned last year, at some point, WAC and generals would work things out. I think it's more important that we have a better understanding of who, when. And so I think that there's a digital way to make a schedule that everyone within the commission can see and maintain, so that if we have questions, it's out there for transparency's sake as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do that.
I have a way.
Okay.
And so if it's okay, I'd like to bring that in February as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd love to see it.
Okay.
Because it definitely would make things a lot easier. I mean, we all can log onto our emails. If we can have it linked to that, then yeah, it makes life a lot easier all around.
Yes.
Can everybody still get their emails? I'm
Yeah.
sorry to,
No, it's fine.
everybody's still getting the, okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. No, I think that's a great idea. Now. It took a while.
Yeah.
Anything for Purington?
No, we just said no.
Purinton's clear. There's nothing going on down there.
And then the tennis courts, I know we got some bids coming for that.
So have either of you heard from that company? No,
No.
I haven't received anything either.
The middle company?
The company I couldn't make the meeting
Okay,
for.
the last one.
The
yeah.
last one.
Yeah.
So I think the gentleman's name was Dave.
Yeah,
Oh, no, didn't we have something from them? Because there was a separate price for redoing all the fencing, was that them?
No, that would be Cape and Island
That was the
Tennis
second
and
one.
Track, which is the second one. These people did not come out and view it. They just Googled what was going on.
Well, I guess there's a couple of things. I guess we were led to believe it was gonna be a lot more expensive to do something pretty good. So that's, through your efforts, that's really helped to define that. But I think we also need to know what the town's 10-year plan for that land is before we
Correct.
commit a pile of money.
Still trying to get an answer.
Yeah. Yeah,
So, to my knowledge, and that's very limited, there's no particular plan for that other than to leave it as tennis courts. We've started doing a little bit of research on that, trying to find out how that was granted and how that was given to the town, and I think it was specifically given for park and rec usage. So it's not just town land that can be done
Okay.
anything with.
okay.
So there's certainly nothing in front of the board right now that says one way or the other about that. So as far as I'm aware, it's going to be status quo indefinitely.
Okay. Well, the issue is if the library expansion, if they need parking or they need to do something and,
Well, then,
but if it's Parks and Rec, then
Yeah.
maybe we're good.
so, right. So if there's designs to have it taken away, and if the select board were to agree with that, and those are two big ifs that I'm not aware of at all, and it is, specified for park and rec usage, then there's not much that can be done about it.
Yeah.
And even if, it's going to cost a fair amount of money to rip it all out anyway, we all know how much this town loves to spend money, which is to say not at all.
Correct.
So whatever the cheaper option is, I think that's what it would end up going with. But even if we decide, you know what, the tennis courts has to go away, it's like, all right, find someplace else for it then. We're not taking it away until, I certainly wouldn't vote for it, to take it away until another one is built someplace.
Right.
It's not right.
Yeah,
And that does see quite a bit of usage.
yeah. And someone would have to find the money to take it away, too, because it's,
Right.
okay, the only other thing is that the nets are still up. I don't have the knowledge or the physical capabilities to take them down, but I can help if Denise or somebody else has knowledge about taking them down and where to store them, I'd be more than glad to help.
I thought she said there was space in that,
There's,
in the metal, they have a metal,
well, you're saying metal, she's saying plastic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which one has the space to put them in. So we'd have to
Yeah.
try to reach out and figure that part of it out.
Do you have the current code to the tennis courts?
Yes.
And did we get the phone number thing? There was an issue with the phone number for.
Yeah, I still don't know how to change it. Which is unfortunate because the last time when the lock was just destroyed, there was no reason to because the number was the same.
Yeah. Okay.
And just kind of going back on the tennis courts, I found a couple grant programs, from what minimal research that I did. It is possible, but again, that's not something I'm very familiar with.
I did some grant research too. There's some stuff out there, most of it is 50-50. Some of it wants more 70% from the local municipality. One of the problems I am seeing though is that, so there's 3 or 4 federal grants that we can request, that are from agencies that have money set aside specifically for outdoor development, basically. It's not necessarily for tennis courts. The U.S. Tennis Association does have grants for new tennis courts or rebuilding tennis courts. However, they stipulate that it cannot be used for pickleball. it has to be for tennis only. Pickleball associations are the same way. We'll help you build pickleball courts, we won't let it,
Boomer.
have tennis on it kind of thing. Now that we have numbers, we can probably start looking at applying for some of those grants, but we're still gonna have to figure out where we're gonna come up with the 50% of the money
Yeah.
to match, or else that's just not an option. I think outside of getting the town to approve a raise in taxes to raise $80,000, the other shot, I think, is for us to fundraise, in whatever way we can, you know. I don't see us getting a warrant to pass raising $80,000 to put in tennis courts, unfortunately. So, and I know we don't have the budget for it to come out of our budget. So, it'll be something for us to continue to dig at, unfortunately. But as long as we keep making progress on it, that's the big thing.
I can tell you that if there was any kind of a matching grant, even 50%, that would go a long way, to helping any kind of an article pass.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Something showing that somebody's putting work into it.
Right.
Throwing money at it. Okay. Gazebo, everything was fine when you guys took down the lights?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything looked fine.
How's the skate park looking?
Skate park looks fine. The plow company this year is not putting any snow
Against the fence.
up against that fence, because we now have to clear that walkway all the way from the school parking lot all the way down to the road. So they don't push snow up there just because we can't blow that, we can't get drive that, we can't get the snow cleared, so.
Okay. Alright. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Kristen, you good?
I'm good.
Alright,
Thank you.
very much.
Well, can you just stay for a few more minutes? So, part of one of the things that I have been working on is the ice fishing tournament as a whole. I have the application, if you would like to look over it and just make sure it looks official, and then I can submit it and get this ball rolling.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Has everyone else looked at it?
No, I just finished filling it out this evening. And yeah, so Kyle and I have been really working hard and plugging away. At this, point in time, minus very little money on Parks dime, essentially. It's all funded by companies in town.
Super.
In reaching out, I had AG Paintball was one of the customers I called, and they're willing to donate a play and pay package that's equivalent to almost $600, so we could raffle that off. And the point of the ice fishing derby is a fundraising type of thing, so all the proceeds would come back to us, so that way we can do what we need to do and have a little bit more in the budget.
We'll go to the revolving fund.
Yeah. A couple questions that I had asked Matt. When I accept funds, how does that need to look? If people are donating the $100 to be a sponsor, how does that and where does that need to go, and who does that check need to be made to? And then I think there was one more question, and I'm drawing a wicked blank on it right now.
Advertising.
Excuse me.
Yes, advertising. Maybe, I don't know how that looks on our end, getting some time on the board at the town to advertise for the fishing tournament and on the Facebook page. Those are my couple big questions where I'm at. Do you have questions?
No, this is super exciting.
It's been a lot of work.
He's been putting quite some time in.
And so I'm not an ice fisher person. March is still a good time.
Yes,
Weather-wise?
the last that I checked and was on Lake Horace, there was at least 10 inches of ice.
Yes,
So
it's beautiful.
as long as we stay this projected course, the first weekend in March would be ideal.
We're probably gonna see a couple more inches.
Oh yeah,
in the
easily.
Next week.
Easily. And obviously, if it's not safe leading up to it, we will cancel. You know, public safety is the biggest concern, so.
So I'm bringing this up because Scouts was supposed to be doing ice fishing this weekend.
Thank you.
It's up in the air at the moment. One of the things that we had talked about with concerns was warming stations.
Yep.
It's gonna be stupid cold this weekend, so we're up in the air on that. But we, if we're doing this as a town-sponsored event, we should probably have some sort of safety concerns in place, warming stations or something like that. I would think, if we're holding something at our park that's a town event, would it be responsible of us to try and have some safety backup for people if they're going and they're getting cold, or somebody gets soaked, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Do any of you typically attend these kind of events that you could give a little more direction as far as, is that typical to have?
Every ice fishing tournament that I've ever been to and participated in doesn't have any of that. I mean, you have to understand you're on the ice. It is cold. Like, it is a winter outdoor activity. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to try and make it as inclusive as possible. I know they have propane heaters, or maybe we could do something with some fire pits or gas fire pits. I know that was a conversation, you know, a couple months back for the movie night. You know, options, but I don't really think that they're necessarily necessary. But also, you know, if we can make it as inclusive as possible, then yeah, it would be better. But hopefully come, you know, March, the temperatures are making a turning point. We're getting longer days. It is a little bit warmer, so hopefully it's not as cold.
1 degree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes me wonder if Chief Rorick would be a good source of information for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I can check that avenue.
And do we need to have any paramedics or anything like
Yeah, I
that?
was just say, would we look
Sorry, I
at
came in a little late to the conversation.
No,
it's
no,
not
that's a
bad
good
idea.
conversation,
Should
good-
we
good
have
question.
EMS on standby or something, just in case? I come at it with a different mind point, because my hazardous weather training with Scouts is definitely a much higher concern than doing stuff for adults on the ice fishing thing. Different level of concern.
I mean, it's a level of concern all the way across. I've never seen a warming high, even at, let's just say, you know, the Meredith Rotary Ice Fishing Tour, like
They're just
250
you're
years.
just fishing.
You're
Yeah.
just fishing.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
and a lot of people now have, you know, portable pop-up shelters where they can stay warm.
Yeah.
Again, it is a concern, and I appreciate the question, because I didn't look at that, didn't think about it.
All right, I'm good on that.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so some of the questions were
Yes.
when a sponsor is either donating money or something, who do they make the check out to?
Correct.
All right, Beth would be the best one. I'll double check with her and come up with an answer for that.
Okay.
And then if we're talking under $1,000, there's no big deal. It's just
Yep.
Yes, isn't gonna be any public hearing to accept it or anything
No,
like.
so the way that Kyle and I kind of bracketized it was, if we could get 7 companies, local in town, to donate $100, that would cover the prize money, that whoever gets the winning fish gets a little bit of cash, and then it would cover some of the marginal costs, as in the $50 application for the ice fishing tournament, and the raffle tickets that we would buy, and maybe a couple small trophies for the kids division. So essentially, there's no money out of pocket really.
And then the individual participants would be,
Essentially, yeah,
But just-
they would also cover a cost. And again, any of the money that we get is all donation, proceed, fundraising money.
They all have to have active licenses.
Yes.
'Cause it's not a free fish weekend.
No, it is not a free fish weekend, so everybody has to have an actual current fishing license for 2026, which at registration, that would get checked along with registering them. And that's pretty much it.
And just, there's next to no internet down there.
Yeah.
So, for Wi-Fi, there's really no there's very little cell service. Depends on where you're standing, whether you
Yes.
get cell service or not. So just as an FYI.
Yeah,
Yep.
Because the internet should be
should be off.
off at the gatehouse.
Yep.
So you even try to get it on your cell phone, you stand on one
Maybe I'll
leg
check
with,
something.
stand on one leg with your arms twisted, so it's something they may have to make sure that you tell them, look, make sure you have a picture copy of your license, because there is limited or no Wi-Fi service to be able to have them pull it up on their phone and be able to show us, so they've gotta have something
Yeah.
done ahead of time.
Have you started working on planning your registration table, all that kind of stuff, like the admin backside of it yet?
No, not yet.
Alright,
I mean, I have an 8-foot folding table, so, I mean, obviously I can bring that. And then essentially registration, it was just gonna be quick thinking, a notebook, name, their phone number, contact information, and so on, and, did they pay or not?
Okay. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure it's being thought of.
Now, leads to the next question so the entry fee is $20 for the ticket to register to fish. Obviously, that'll have to be cash because we don't have a way to take cards
or checks.
or checks, okay. There's no, with that, if we hit a certain amount of dollars, that we have to have a meeting on it, or no?
Well, it's not coming from one single entity.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like, what happens with the money that's collected at Chase Park right now? People come in, they pay
Okay.
in cash, it goes into a cash box, which then gets deposited, right?
I would assume.
And that,
Yes.
as opposed to coming back to our finance director, who then turns around and deposits it, right?
Okay.
That's something that the park employees take care of, do the deposits themselves, right?
No,
So-
current process is, we collect funds, it's all it's set up and bagged in individual, or in bags in individual days.
Yeah.
That money is brought to the town office and handed over to Beth. And that usually happens 2 or 3 times a week. And then obviously, it usually happens on the same day that, one of the days is the day that time cards are due. So Kristen brings the deposits and the daily receipts and the time cards and drops them off to Beth, and then they're,
I
Yep.
would recommend some sort of bank bag or something.
Yep, I was just gonna write that down.
Yeah. So I would think a similar process to that we can always double check with Chris
Kristen will
Beth.
be able to
Yeah.
help you out way more than I will. I know the basic process, but
You're probably gonna wanna have a starting cash in case people need change.
Yep.
When we do scout events, we do 150 starting cash, most of it in ones and fives.
what if it's $20, if it's a $20 entrance fee, then whatever, I mean, kinda look at what your entrance fees is, you know, if it's $20
Yeah.
and $10, most people hopefully are bringing,
Hopefully there's
$30
20s.
bills.
yeah, $30 bills. So you don't have a whole bunch of tens, but
Um,
it all depends also what your price is for kids too,
Yeah.
so.
You know, and then a double count at the end, at the beginning and a double count at the end. And I have some sheets we can use
Okay.
for money accountability.
Okay. While we're on this topic, obviously, so, the date that I have chosen is March 7th of 2026.
Just before town vote.
Hey, maybe we can get some more, you know,
And that's,
Is that a
and
Saturday?
there's no,
Yeah, it is a Saturday.
whatchamacallit on that, right? All of the,
Our deliberative session is the January 31st.
Okay.
And then I don't think we have anything. I'd have to double check. I don't think we have anything.
okay, I just wanna make sure that
Specific
there wasn't
after
any
that.
other things going on that we needed to be,
park is distracting from other town business by having an ice fishing contest.
Time-wise, 8 to 2, 8 to 3. Would anybody be willing to come down and assist
Oh, sure.
and
Yeah.
help
I can throw in
Me.
some time.
guide through this, as I've never done it? That's pretty much it.
Okay. I have no problem helping with the accounting stuff. I don't wanna be on the ice. But registration, accounting, all that, I'm more than,
we may be able to open up the gatehouse. I mean, obviously, there's no heat in there,
Yeah.
but then you can catch people as they're coming right by you.
Yeah.
And stop them there and go, okay, we need to see your license, and then there's a nice table
Yeah.
in there, and things like that. I mean, there's no heat.
Yeah,
There's
whatever.
electricity, so. you
Portable
I got a
heater.
buddy heater. I got a propane buddy heater. You just slap down on the phone. Right?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Be the warmest people there.
There's your warming hut.
If there's snow, do you think we'd be able to convince DPW to run a plow through there?
I mean, I'm willing to drop my plow and sand.
Okay.
If that's what I have to do to make something happen, then so be it.
Well, generally, they don't plow that, so it's
Yeah.
somebody, private people I know plow it just for the sake of being able to get in to go fishing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if there's no harm in asking them either. Because you have to bring the
Yeah.
small pickup with the plow on down there.
Okay.
And that probably have to be done on the Thursday or Friday before.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no storm or anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I'm kind of
Friday
hesitant,
night,
I'm
we
like,
get
it all
6
depends
inches
on
of snow.
if there's bad weather, then I'll be committed to other places because,
If there's bad weather, I mean, it's not safe to ask the town to come out and do anything anyway, so
Yeah.
more or less would probably
Nothing
get
extra.
pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a backup date?
Could do the following weekend. I'm not really committed to anything.
14 March.
Yeah.
Okay. I would at least, we should at least just keep it in mind in case we have to go
Yep.
there.
well, the other thing is how would you get a hold of people who pre-registered to say, we're moving it? So that would be the one thing,
We'd have to ask for phone numbers at registration and just,
if they're doing it,
Contact information, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, everything's gonna be the day of, and if we're not there, well, you know, obviously if we can post on the Facebook page and try and get the word out as best we can.
I would think that anybody who's interested will probably be following the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Looking for information. I wish there was more options for us to get information out to the town, but unfortunately, that's pretty much all we have.
That, where in the world,
Well,
Yeah.
as long as if Kristen can put something out on the Facebook page and then we can, as amongst us, share it.
and there are the three there are the three major town,
Pages.
pages, right?
Yeah.
Unofficial town pages.
Yeah.
What I think you have to say is, look, we will make a decision the night, if it's inclement weather, we will make a call by X
Yeah.
time on Friday that says we're not that it's been postponed.
Yeah. All right. You all set?
I'm all set.
Okay. I did need to bounce back off of this earlier. We do have a bill outstanding for Fournier for the irrigation work. It's
Ah,
dated
Kristen.
11/25.
I think Kristen took care of that.
This just showed up in our email box, and let's see, invoice date for this is December 8th. We should have a copy. But
I'll be looking over it.
if we want, we can spend a little bit of time just going over these maps and going over our potential hopeful plans for field expansion.
Yeah, I think one of the things that would be useful would be to hear from the various agencies that want to use the fields, what their field needs are going to be. How many soccer fields, softball fields, football fields, lacrosse fields?
So Junior Generals, unofficially has basically said, we're good with the football field we have, it just needs to be in better shape,
Yeah,
and we'd really like to have a practice area.
either a
That's all
field
they're
or half a
asking for.
field or something
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
just, that's all they're asking for. If we could have a practice area, so we're not shredding the football field,
Yeah,
that's really all they would like to have. I think they'd also prefer it if nobody else was playing on the football field for anything else, if anybody's lacrosse or whatever is tearing up that field. Whether or not we can promise that, especially in the spring, I don't think we can promise that, but, at the same time, with the amount of money that they're putting into that football field, I think we could also give them a little priority, I guess, over other sports using that field. Again, that's mainly based on the fact that they are putting their own money into a lot of the stuff on the field. But that's not official policy from Park or anything. I know we had gotten numbers
She
before.
says it's in process, and
Okay.
if we're looking, there's 32 zones at Bolton.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Complete 32 zone winterization, so I am guessing that there's 32 zones.
Holy cow.
It's a lot of irrigation. Does it mention Inison at all?
This is just
Or
for.
just Bolton?
Just Bolton.
Okay.
So then we really need a map of what zones are where,
Yeah.
and how many zones are on each one. I believe the zones starting in one, I believe the lower number zones are the football, because remember I was playing with it last year, trying to get it to work, and I was testing it, and it was running over there, so all of a sudden you have people who are up there playing, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what zone's what, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I think that,
That's one way to find out.
the lower one is the football. Yeah. Here, you guys go play and let me know when the water comes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We do need to get,
Zone maps.
zone maps. I was going back to the sports stuff.
Oh.
We requested this information from WAC before, and it's locked up in whatever digital vault that we have.
Do you have any information on that?
None.
No website, no,
I know nothing. I've reached out. Naomi said just try and get a hold of IT. I just got my email back, 2 weeks ago. And she gave me the phone number to IT, so that's the first time I've even had that information. I have no idea. I don't even know if it's tied to Microsoft. I don't know if it's tied to Microsoft. I don't know if it's tied to Google. I can call our IT guy and see if they know what's going on with it, but yeah, I have no idea. The last person who knew anything about that storage space was, Denise, yeah, sorry. Forget my own name half the time. Yeah, she was the last person I knew to have access to it and use it. I don't know if Lisa ever accessed it or used it, or Kristen, I don't know.
Kirsten, I don't think so, hasn't, I mean, the only other one would be Janine.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't have any access to that. I'm gonna keep trying, but I just don't know enough about it. I've never had access to it. I've gone back and tried to dig through some of my physical copies of stuff from last year and the year before, and I have not been able to locate anything from WAC that was in there. Most of my stuff is copies of agendas and the work that we did on the, yeah.
The other thing would be is, I think we should just have WAC just send us all of their fields, and they need to do it, they need to do one request per location.
You think by location, or do you think just by overall field need? Because our soccer fields are spread out. I mean, all of our fields, other than football, are spread out.
So baseball runs on Bolton, baseball runs on Purrington. Softball's pretty much on just Inison. But we kinda just need to know, because if we have it set up by field, then we can have, okay, here's everybody who wants Bolton, now we can sit down and try to figure, okay, who wants what, who can go there. I mean, doing it at 2 o'clock seems a little excessive to me.
Yeah. I think they were just trying to
Cover their big,
throw out massive blocks of time and then have it be worked out from there.
Yeah.
the only ones that I know of that actually, other than WAC, is, Stockhouse.
Okay.
Pastor Stockhouse wanting Inison on, wanna say it was Monday nights, but that usually doesn't happen until like June time frame. And go from there. The other day is like, okay, when are you guys done? And when, I mean, if you're trying to do all-stars and things like that, okay, we wanna know, hey, we're doing this, and then we're gonna host all-stars, and we want extra time, so we kinda know what groups are gonna be on it and things like that, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we also, as I said, have to be cognizant of the landscaper.
Yeah.
And letting him know, okay, these fields, you really need to be done, so we can tell to them, look, you gotta be done mowing and gone by 3.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, weather permitting, if it's raining in the morning and you come in the afternoons, then
It is what it is. Yeah.
it is what it is, but,
Okay.
and making sure that, especially for, and, you know, finding out also from WAC, hey, when are your games?
Yeah.
So we know, here's your practice schedule, but what's your game schedule? What fields are you having games on the weekends, so that we can make sure that it's mowed ahead of that, to help us then work with the landscaper to say, hey, look, this is when you really need to have it done. You can't come in on a Monday, mow on a Monday, and then by Friday, I mean, sometimes I was mowing the middle school twice a week,
Yeah.
just because, in the spring when it was growing like crazy.
So let me put this out there. Working sessions we don't have to have live, correct? We just have to have a record, a secretary record of what happened during a working session,
I
correct?
believe that is correct.
Because we're not voting or anything.
Right.
So would y'all be opposed to me trying to set up a sit-down with WAC in February? so we're not burning up our standard meeting times where we just sit down with them and go over all this stuff. We can all sit here, put out all the data, and start filling in a rough calendar.
The upstairs room might be better for that too, where you have an actual
Yeah.
table that everybody can sit around.
The upstairs room is the only thing that's open, basically, from here on out. We could try the basement, maybe. That's
Well, you know,
what we're looking at now.
I'm fine with that. I don't have any opposition.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I'll try and set that up for a weeknight, somewhere between now and I'll probably wait till after the 1st of February, but try and get it in before our next meeting.
And let them know what we're looking for so they can do their homework and maybe bring what they did last year as a place to work off of
Yeah,
and see.
yeah. I think if we're all sitting together and we're bouncing things off each other, I think that works better than, okay, here's my info, now here's your info.
Right.
And, we can just sit across from each other and talk. So I'll try and get that set up, even if it's just with Vinny or, and a couple others.
I know he was starting to pull together the amount of teams they had and that sort of thing. He and I talked about that a little bit.
Okay, so, all right, I'll try and get that thrown in. Is there any days of the week where anybody is absolutely, I cannot do stuff after
Friday.
6 o'clock? Of course. Nothing happens on Friday after 5 o'clock other than, yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right, unless we have a change of venue, right?
All right, Starcast is hosting us at 6 o'clock on Friday night.
It's a public meeting, come on down, right?
It's a working session.
As long as it's not Monday at 5. Mondays at 5, I run to Goffstown.
Okay.
But that's only to Goffstown, so I'll be back quickly.
Anybody got any days that they need to block out?
Thursday evenings are generally not
Well,
open for.
most of your Mondays are pretty busy.
Most of my Mondays, most of my Thursdays.
All right, so I'll try and set something up for a Tuesday or a Wednesday and see if we can get that thrown in there. I do need to bounce back to Chase real quick. Somebody had brought up an idea to me. It has to do with our boat, the ramps. Are we gonna see if DPW can dump gravel at the base of the ramp again this year? Or do you think we are good with the way the bottom of the ramp is?
You have to wait till the ice kind of subsides to be able to see kind of how it moved afterwards. I thought he had raked it, pulled it all back, but, that'd be still Jason down at the DPW?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the time being.
Oh,
As far as we know, it's all good.
as far as we know.
Okay. Somebody brought up, one of the reasons they believed that we're having so many issues at the bottom of the ramp was, people powering their way up on their trailers because they don't want to bring their trailers so far down or they just screw up. Do we
Power
maybe,
And they tell them, but
yeah. The idea was, do we maybe put up some signage, maybe just one sign down at the ramp, no power, low power kind of thing. I know a sign is just a sign, but it might help with some of that destruction at the bottom of the ramp.
Sign couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Sign couldn't hurt.
Do we have any issues with Wake down there? No, everybody's
I
pretty
know.
respectful.
not that I've been told that there's been a problem, no.
Okay.
And, all the wake buoys those are still doing those are 5 years old now and they're still doing
Real
fine.
good? Okay. All right.
Oh, there will be obviously no restrooms for the fishing derby. Unless we wanna try to bring in a porta potty for that, but
No.
No. Again, we're year one trying to get it off the ground. I really don't think that we're gonna have a fantastic turnout,
yep.
but I could be wrong.
Yep.
Prove me wrong, Town of Ware. Prove me wrong.
Well, the other thing is I would reach out to, the athletic director up the high school, Rodney Brown.
I have.
And get a hold of the bass fishing team.
Yep.
And see if they're willing to kinda help. And I know that they all have to get community service hours, They have to get 30 hours of community service to be able to graduate, so we can definitely sign whatever, we'll sign whatever forms they need to be signed. Say, hey, look, we'll offer them community service
Yeah.
hours for it.
There was one other random thing that came, it's been coming in through the emails. Gentleman from One Church, which I guess meets at John Stark.
Yep,
He is not a Ware resident, but he works in town. And he had asked to speak to us. I told him, you know, he needs to come to a meeting. It's the best way to do it. But he's looking for anything that we could benefit from volunteer time or anything from One Church. I just responded, come to a meeting, introduce yourself, let us know what you're willing to offer, what you're looking to do, whatever, stuff like that. But I just wanted to bring it up that he has been emailing us and trying to
I've seen
figure out
I've seen a
something.
couple of them.
Okay. Does anybody know anything about One Church or?
I saw the email, but that was all I know.
Okay.
Generally, it's one of those satellite campus churches where they, if I understand correctly, is that the pastor is someplace else and they will live stream or they will, show the videotape of his sermon.
Okay.
In the different church. I mean, it's just a different way of doing a church, but that's about all I know.
Okay. All right.
But one of the, at Bolton, at the playground, we need to think about getting the slide, getting the sand in, getting the things in. We just don't want that to go away.
You're right.
It's like-
so that would be something that we could use some help on, is that.
I was gonna propose, do we maybe ask for bids to do the sandbox, to just have the work done?
What needs to be, do we know what needs to be done?
So the back, the area where the back shade is, in the back corner, the intent was to, clear that and level it so that we could put the sandbox back there. And then have the sandbox assembled and have the sand delivered and installed. And then that would become the new sandbox area. So it's set back from
So
the
it's
main.
not right up front where
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
basically have to
Yeah.
walk through it.
And then the rest of the old sandbox material needs to be pulled out. The sand is fine, but
Yeah.
just the box material, there's some still left in there because it was hard to get access with the
Overhang.
tarps up, yeah. We do have the issue to bench to set back up, in the spring when we open up. But yeah, I was almost considering asking for bids and just paying a company to do it. It's probably a day's worth of work, honestly. But you're right, I don't wanna let that slip again this year. And the slide's another issue. We do need to get that slide figured out one way or another.
Do we know where it is?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe last we talked about it, I think Kyle said he was reaching out about it, and I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
remember hearing anything back
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
then, so, I'll email Kyle.
Okay.
The second half of that is we need to get our sandbox stuff delivered. Our ties are still sitting with the manufacturer, so it's paid for, still sitting with the manufacturer because we have nowhere to put it. So, I don't know what we want to do about that, if we're gonna keep sitting on that. And I don't have the paperwork for that purchase.
Are they railroad ties?
No, it's a plastic-based,
It's a
Just
plastic
like
based
what's
railroad
there?
tie.
Yeah.
Is it just like what's there now?
No, it's sturdier, it's of a different design, and we have a handicap ramp as
Okay.
well, to go with that.
How long is the manufacturer gonna sit on them?
Where physically are they?
With the manufacturer.
Where is that? I mean, is that in
I
Claremont or Boise?
don't know, we purchased it and then we never moved forward with getting it delivered because everything got so stalled.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have that paperwork. That purchase was made back when
Okay.
Denise was still, the committee chair.
I mean, is that something the footings
sure
need to be
Beth-
dug for? Do we need?
Beth has to have, it would be in the records with the town for finance, cause we paid it through there, so.
I mean, if I have to accept delivery of them, I can store them at my equipment yard for the time being, if that's gonna make anybody's life easier, that way they're in wear.
That's
I think
That's
that,
fine, I mean, we just gotta find out where they are, and I don't know how many pallets it is, or anything like that. I know that the guys with the picnic tables will set it up for delivery, and they called me last year, were like, hey, we're on our way, and they called me when they were 10 minutes out and said, hey, we'll be there in 10 minutes, I'm like, cool. And I went over and just met them and let them into the park, and they just,
What about,
they actually took them and put them in place.
yeah,
Because it was like mid-April, so,
what about, you know, anything at the DPW, not to rescind my, you know,
I asked,
willingness,
no,
but-
I've asked a few times about that. DPW, their storage sheds are full of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked it a few times when I've gone down to talk to Jason about other things.
yeah.
I had asked a few times through Naomi if we could use some of the other storage areas in town. Never heard back again.
Okay.
At the same time, not much of a priority for
Well-
the town to consider where.
Let's make it a priority. I will accept delivery of them, and either that's at my house and I bring them to my equipment yard and store them until the springtime, and we can get in there and get it done.
Okay.
So, however we have to do that,
Okay.
not to put more on everybody's plate.
Mm-mm. No, this has been on our plate for a long time. We just keep pushing it aside. It's been over a year now.
Well, it's a dry piece of meat. Someone's got to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little steps, little steps. Get it closer and closer.
Wow.
Did I write that down?
Beef jerky now. but- Okay.
Gotta have fun with it, I guess.
Right.
All right. Does anybody want to go over any of these lot maps? To get an
Not right
idea of
now.
what's going on, or do you want to save this for another day?
save it for another day.
Okay. Anybody have anything else for tonight? Any alibis?
No.
No? All right. I will make a motion to end the meeting at 8:20 PM. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All right. We get a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against? No. The ayes have it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Anybody want